I've got Steve over here on the range, and he's just going to give us some pointers on how to play better fairway wood shots. So over to you, Steve, whenever you're ready.
Okay, so here today we're going to look at how we play one fairway shot out of a divot, okay, compared to one that's on a nice tight lie sitting very nice and high. So basically the first one being in a divot, there needs to be a few changes in our golf posture and setup. So for me, I like to set the ball up probably a little bit back in my stance, almost like a 3-iron or a 4-iron.
So this one's in the divot.
And what that's going to do is allow me to have a steeper attack angle to hit down on the ball, okay, to get that ball out of that divot.
To dig it out of the divot, yep.
If I create too much of a spine angle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bottom out and probably hit the top of the ball and top it along the ground. So I want to make sure that I allow for probably a bit of a fade or a cut, and I bring that ball back in my stance a little so I can be a bit more aggressive on the downward.
So with creating that steeper angle, so you'll open the face maybe a little bit and play for a fade, or the cut shot like you said, because if you have a steeper angle down and the face is too square or closed, it's going to probably not go in the air. Now that's probably gone higher than most of you hit your good fairway woods, and Steve just hit that out of a divot. So he's changed his ball position to help the club to come down more sharply. He's had it a little open to play for a fade, and then he's aimed for a cut shot, really to encourage more of a downward hit and try and get below the equator of the golf ball. So now you've got a good lie, Steve.
So with a good lie, what I would look at is moving the ball forward now, not quite where my driver would be, but maybe a ball roll back. And what that creates is, for us, we want to sweep the ball. So we still want to hit down on the ball, okay, but more of a sweep. So we still want to get a bit of height on it. This time I'm going to create a bit of upper body spine angle or tilt.
Now
okay,
just to explain, what do you mean by upper body spine angle or tilt?
So if I get too square at the top, which is probably for what we have with irons, that allows me to hit down on a ball. So I'm creating a steeper attack angle. When I create my tilt, my upper body, so I'm creating the spine angle here.
So does that mean, so you're leaning away from the target?
I'm leaning away from the target, leaning sort of behind the ball. That allows me to come from a different angle and sweep the ball, so not as steep into the ball.
Okay. And a square club face this time?
Square club face, ball slightly further forward in the stance, not quite where the driver is. Created my spine tilt.
Okay, so that one's gone nice and straight, maybe a little bit of draw. And you can see a balanced swing, but that was more of a sweep because he had more of his neutral set up. Still slightly down, but more of a sweeping action, not so sharply down as the one that was in the divot.
And you can see here I haven't taken a divot from the nice lie. I've had to hit down and take a divot definitely to get it one out of the old divot.
So it made a bigger hole. So make sure for our superintendent that he put a bit of dig it in and then a little bit of sand. Thanks, Steve.
No problem.